Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Love, we lost our way, hoping we'd come back. All we do is love, we lost our way, hoping we'd come back. Us couldn't get that these were our last words.
especially when you see us going.
Dad, I have to say that from my perspective, it looks like you are looking longingly at the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a really nice album cover for whatever album is next. Just looking at the moon.
That's just dead looking pensive, you know?
Well, I got 3 monitors going now instead of just 2. So I'm like, there's no sound on YouTube, so I'm fixing that. I got Streamlabs on this one. I got fucking everybody on this one, and that one's blank.
Gotta keep it interesting.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Aha, there we go. Got it. We're good.
Twisted Psycho on YouTube said, "What's up, fam?"
Hello, Twisted Psycho.
So do you guys remember what I made up for the topic for tonight?
Yes, but we should tell it to the audience again.
All right. Which one of you want to tell them what the topic is? Raise your hand up if you want to.
I'll tell it. Call me, teacher. All right.
No.
Oh my god, man.
Go ahead, Caleb. Go ahead.
Yeah, so well, I'll say it kind of in my own words. It's you know, when you're an up and coming artist and you're trying to remain professional, you're trying to remain focused, you are trying to survive the grind, basically, and how to conduct yourself as a human being while you're trying to survive the grind in a state of mind that maybe is a little less psychologically ideal than others. You know, let's all be real.
Yeah.
So, who wants to start this topic, guys?
Come on, don't be shy.
Sage, you go first. Basically, what that is for everybody who's up and coming as an artist, who's not doing this as a hobby, but actually try to legitimately make this a profession, and especially their goals like rap art, any type of music artist, up and coming small business. That's what you guys are, motivators. What is like what is it taught? What points of professionalism did you have to learn, and how was it aggravating to make that transition of what you thought you knew compared to what you had to get where you had to get to by learning all this new shit, and it's always changing, and the stresses of it. So, starting with you girls.
Learning. It's an everyday thing.
It's an everyday process. Like no matter how old you get, even in business, you never stop learning. But me personally, because I'm used to telling people to fuck off, I've had to keep my mouth from getting me in trouble, as some people like to put it. And so it's like, can you please not do that? And then respectfully or professionally, just trying to keep that go to jail, don't go to jail factor.
The whole remaining the bigger person thing.
Yeah.
Or you're old enough to know better. You should turn the other cheek. I have a lot of cheeks.
Yeah.
So, I got all day for that.
Yep.
So, most definitely. So, like, did you have through this process of where you guys were when you first started, up to now? How much, like, how do you think your mind? How do you guys think now compared to if you could go back now and talk to yourself about what you're about to walk into, what would you say to yourself?
Honestly, to trust action, not words.
And I would remind myself that you are going to make it regardless of what people are doing behind the curtain.
Yeah.
While they're trying to pour oil on the stage during your dance routine, and you just fall, but you fall gracefully, and you get back up, and then you're still the bomb.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely doing what you guys do is agony for your community. But how Is it sometimes hard for you guys to stay professional, especially with like certain fans and people like not understanding the concept of someone's time? Have
Yeah.
you guys how did you guys do with the mental wear and tear of that? How did it affect you on like a professional level? Did it make you more wary the bigger you got, or is it still a worry that you have that it's going to happen again? How are you guys dealing with that on a professional level?
It's made me very aware of people's stupidity.
Yeah.
And even though everybody is not stupid, sometimes those little tidbits, fall through cracks. And attempting not to automatically go off like, that was the dumbest shit ever. Just in a professional manner, be like, I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry.
I just decided the stuff that we've dealt with since we started, the negative of it, to let it all go and keep the positive in, because we are growing and people do like what we do and we love what we do and we love working with Btmx and bringing our show out every week and doing what we need to do.
And Btmx is hella supportive, and we have more fans than haters, but again, there's people that slip through the cracks. But I mean, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right.
Good points. So what would you suggest to somebody who's just now getting into the very beginning of the stages of taking what they want, their dreams, and making it reality? What can you suggest to them to help empower themselves through the very hard struggles that you've dealt with yourself?
On my actual side, I would say listen to everything, but don't take it all to heart. Because you have people that's going to be like critiquing, which constructive criticism is awesome, but there's some people that's just like nitpick, and it's like, okay, I can't do anything on my own. I can't make a mistake and then learn from it, while people are just like pick. So yeah, my advice would be keep an open mind, but don't take it all to heart. If you take everything to heart, freaking, you're not going to go anywhere.
And mine is meditate about it, because that's what I do. And it works for me. It helps me get rid of all that negative and keep my positive going.
Yep.
Very, very good points. Did it again. I'm doing it. Keep hitting the mute button.
Look what I
So
can
we
do.
like I was saying, doing good. Spent a lot of time in the studio. Lost my voice first thing this morning, so I couldn't actually record anything. I've been waiting all day to finally watch it. So thank you so much. That means a lot. We lost a subscriber. So I don't give a shit. So Caleb,
Yeah.
you being in the music scene for a long time and doing different companies and stuff like that, how was it for you? Like, how was it? Was there times where there's just certain points where professionalism wasn't there for you to cling to, or did you always stay in the professional realm no matter the circumstance?
My journey's been a little different than everybody else's here, because I only really started trying to do this as a profession about a year ago. I was a teacher for 10 years. I still do some teaching on the side, like I'm an adjunct professor at a university here in town now. I teach a theater directing class, but I was a full-time teacher for 10 years. And teaching is probably the most, if it's not the most, it's definitely one of the top 3 most conservative professions in the world. Kind of has to be, because you're working with kids. So there is a degree of professionalism expected from that field that in many ways on the wrong day is not even realistic. So I guess for me, by comparison, the amount of professionalism that's required in the music industry by comparison isn't very much, at least not what I'm seeing today. I guess maybe my blunt and maybe sort of old and tired observation is I don't see a lot. This is kind of what we were talking about last week. I don't see a lot of professionalism right now. You know, I don't see a lot of people that know how to
Changed,
be.
dude.
I see, and even people I see trying to be, 9 times out of 10, I see personal matters getting the better of them in a moment when personal matters have nothing to do with anything on the table. It's created a little bit of cognitive dissonance within me because I think sometimes my expectations of what professionalism means are not going to be met in this industry because I don't know that this industry actually has it. I don't know that it's capable of it. I mean, we're artists, we're creators, we are creatures of emotion, you know, and it's real easy when all of us are in a room to just cling to reactivity and to emotional reactivity, you know, reacting with emotion, coming, you know, reacting from a place of heightened senses and diminished reason. I spent a lot of times in professions that have nothing to do with music, just trying to learn how to be a professional, you know? And I guess depending on the industry, that word has different meanings, but you know, I think at the end of the day, treating other people with respect, even if you have a disagreement, understanding that not everybody's going to see things the way you do, just like Sage and Rain said, taking things with a grain of salt. Listen to everything, but taking it with a grain of salt. I really like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. There's a basic common courtesy. I don't even know if it's professional. There's a basic common courtesy I would like to see in music that right now I am just. I mean generally, like of course there's exceptions to the rules. You got your Patrick McElravys, you got your John Ali Machikas, you got your, you know, whatever. But like in general observation. No, I'm not going to use a name. I was going to use a name, but I'm going to do that to you. I don't care, but you may, so I'm not going to do it. But you know, there've been people that you guys have dealt with and that we've dealt with directly or indirectly lately that their lack of professionalism and their emotional reaction is based in being in their feelings. Pure and simple. You know, being in their feelings. And professionalism, I think, is the ability to get the fuck out of your feelings when the job needs done. I think that's really the basic expectation I have that I'm just not seeing. Get the fuck out of your feelings for a minute. You know, I mean, it's like, okay, when I was going to grad school for directing, I had this really great professor who was my scene design professor. Right? Her name was Michelle Nye, and she heads up the scene design program at Texas State. Brilliant scene designer. Brilliant fucking scene designer. Brilliant teacher. And her husband Chuck Nye heads up the directing program. Both mentors to me. But she said, you know, there's going to be a point in any arts related industry, but especially this one, where you're going to be in the middle of tech week working on a production and someone is going to say the wrong thing to you in the wrong moment and they're going to piss you off. And if you have any a fucking modicum of self-respect, what you will do is you will go into the alley behind the theater. You will kick over trash cans. You will curse. You will scream. You will cry. You will get it all out of your system. And then you will put your fucking big person pants on and go back in the building and get the goddamn job done.
Yep.
And that's how I was taught. Doesn't matter what the profession is. I don't give a shit if you're making hamburgers, music, movies, or the cure for cancer. Get the fuck out your feelings, bro. Because no one else, we ain't there with you. And we honestly don't have time to be, you know? That's my advice, by the way, because I know that question is coming. Get the fuck out of your feelings. That's my advice.
But see, and I get where you guys are coming from that, but like me, I think Jonna from First Angel Media agree with this. We went into this using our heart. Sometimes it's kind of hard when we try to do something for somebody, like out of respect, and not even like charge them or do anything salty. But you know, do the best we can to see the best of somebody else, and then we get shit on. And it hurts on a whole different level because it's not us just being stuck in our feelings. And it makes us feel like, what did we do wrong to be? I mean, And is empowering people such a bad thing? It kind of makes us start to doubt, what are we on the right
Right.
path?
Right.
Is this just a
I
challenge?
think, but I want to. I think it's really important to delineate though. There's a difference between coming at a situation with heart and coming at it stuck in your feelings. Those are not the same places at all. Stuck in your feelings means you have lost all reason. You're thinking in your reptilian brain. You're not seeing the situation objectively. That's not the same thing as coming at a situation with heart. Coming at a situation with heart means putting every fiber of your being into something. And you are not capable psychologically of putting your entire being into something if you are stuck in your feelings.
And there's a difference between being a very supportive person and wanting to see other people succeed, and then people getting mad at that you didn't lay down and die for them.
But here's the other thing too. Are any of us, none of us are new. Not a single person sitting here at this round table is a new. Do we not know by now that this is just the way that people are? Do we not know enough of this now to expect it?
Yeah.
Do we not know this enough now to be strong enough and centered in ourselves enough to not let that affect us, to know we are better than that, to know that we have better things to do? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, like, I straight up, I will not get involved with a public feud with another artist. I won't do it. I got better things to do because I am not stuck in my feelings in that way. If there is a feud between myself and another professional entity, I have an attorney to take care of those things for me. And the attorney gets paid to do those things. I get paid to make records. I'm in the record making business. I'm not in the fucking fighting business. My attorney's in the fighting business. You want to fight with him. I will give you his number today. But me, I got records to fucking put out. You know, I ain't got time for the other shit, you know? And it's like people's personal lives and the things that they're going through and their humanity, all these things matter to me. That's why I do what I do. But at the same time, you cannot use your feelings or your humanity or your emotions to oppress someone else or someone else's livelihood or business because you don't like the answer you were given. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's what I mean by get out of your feelings. It's not don't have them. Getting out of your feelings means having your feelings, acknowledging that they're fucking there, and getting the goddamn hell over it. That is the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who does not. And that is a hill I will die on.
It's kind of like a disconnect. Like disconnecting from, say, the work aspect or the friendship. Like, if you have both, you have to separate them. You can't combine them.
The reason why I said what I said is so people can understand what you were trying to say, so that, you know, they can understand the actual definition instead of using that as a misconcept of what you're trying to say. For sure. That's why I wanted to.
And I appreciate that, and I also want to point out that I said get out of your feelings, not fuck your feelings. Yeah. That's real important. I don't take kindly when people say fuck your feelings, because fuck you. Feelings are human. We have them. They're involuntary, and we cannot help it. What we can, however, help is how we choose to use those feelings and how we react to those feelings. That's what we have control over. And that is what tells you what kind of person you are. Not the feelings you have, but how you react to those feelings and what you do with them.
You can still be professional and have compassion for somebody too.
Absolutely. And you can let someone go with love. Like, you can kick. I think that's just something that people today miss. You can kick someone out of your life with 100% love. Like, you can love someone unconditionally without letting them in your life.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So both of these things can be true. You can have feelings about something and still make this sound business decision. You know, both of these things can be true. They're not mutually exclusive ideas. Where'd you go, William?
He froze.
He froze.
You guys want to see my tongue?
It's show and tell.
All right, I give this whole speech on professionalism. Now here's my tongue.
Yeah. I'd show mine, but it's got a ring on it.
Try to be serious here.
It's
Will
true.
Draxus has left.
Oop.
Oh.
Will Draxus has left. Is what it said.
Oh.
So Draxus has left the building.
He'll be
He didn't
back.
like. He didn't like what I had to say. Yeah, no, I think
He got lost in his feelings.
He got lost in his feelings. In the meantime, Dad, show us your titties.
What titties?
You don't have titties?
No.
Well, we're not friends anymore. What the fuck?
I'm a
I thought you had
fucking
titties.
skeleton, man.
Skeletal boots.
Like,
Even Sage Rainer is sitting here like, show me your titties, bitch. I thought you had titties. What are you doing?
I mean, I can pull up some titties for you if you want.
Your bony nipples.
That was the wrong time to take a drink.
Ryan is over here choking in crap. Freaking.
I was in a fan meeting this morning, and Mad Clock did that to me. Like I was taking a drink. I don't even remember what he said, but he said something, and I went.
Like you have a smoker.
Choked on my cereal. No, I was eating cereal. I was eating cereal is what I was doing. I took a big old bite of fucking, vanilla almond flakes or whatever, and he said something just Mad Clocky, and I went.
Like, dude, you need CPR? Be like, yeah.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Well.
I don't know, man.
It's
But
just
to
true.
comment on what you said earlier, like, it hasn't
Yes.
changed. It hasn't changed at all for the past 25 years, man. Like, it's always been
Yeah.
the dog-eat-dog world fucking... There's never anybody fucking willing to help each other out. It's always every man for himself.
But do you
And
believe
fuck
it'll
the
change?
rest. And that's what... It still is that way with some people. Like,
It's like the tools have changed, but the attitudes haven't.
exactly. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Honestly.
Mm.
Because compared to the rest of the world, you ain't shit. Like, none of us are. We just do
Yeah.
what we do because we enjoy it.
But we're not competing with you, dude. Like we're not trying to outplay you or out monetize you or out promote you. Yeah, that's not how art
Like, if we
works.
can't-
There's a part of my brain that has a seizure when I got to think about art as a competition.
Like, if we can't be honest with each other and help each other out, then what's the fucking point? Like,
Agreed.
if you asked me what your mix sounded like on fucking an album, I would tell you.
That is. Mm-hmm.
And,
And don't ask if you don't want to know.
exactly.
He's back.
And don't push the
We
fact.
missed you.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted, sir. There
How
you
about
go.
now?
Now I can hear you.
There you are.
So this reminds me, I saw a meme about an hour before the show in one of my chat groups, and it said somebody was saying, like, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. And then the police officer says, that's not how field sobriety tests work, sir.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
As I swill down my third or fourth drink.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
You get participation for this, right?
I'm perfectly sober.
Perfectly sober.
Yeah. No, what you missed, Shadow, was like, Dead was just saying that the industry has been that way for the past 25 years, and we were talking about how kind of like the tools have changed, but the attitudes haven't. It's real
people
dog eat
have
dog.
not changed at all. It's always like,
Do you,
that's
do
why
you-
I came
do you guys
up.
wonder though if like the loneliness of that existence is part of what makes us all so like just a little
See, my problem is, I think that what's going on is that people are taking kindness more as a weakness, or not. So they're not used to it being legit respect for their craft, or somebody trying to see, like, I think nobody's used to anybody empowering someone else. We're so used to being against one another for something.
I would agree with that.
The way somebody looks, the way
Yeah.
religion, something about somebody has a problem with. And I don't think people are used to it. That's why Btmx is, I've been told, is unique, because here we don't care about none of that. We want everyone to succeed, because that's what we need in this world, is a little less bullshit and a little more humanity. I mean, if
So,
everyone
and
actually
that,
helped it,
yeah,
everyone would be successful.
and that's such a, it's such a strong and impassioned and empowered stance to take. And unfortunately, and we find this out at First Angel Media too, the more focused on otherness that you are, the more focused on togetherness that you are, the more focused on mental health that you are and support, the more enemies you're going to make. Because I don't know. I don't know. I think that's what I've learned in the past. I mean, like I said, I've only been trying to do this professionally, and I'm still not there, but I've been trying to do this professionally for like a year. And the thing that I've been learning more and more is like the more you stand against that stuff, which Btmx is a real big proponent of. I mean, you guys are one of the companies leading the charge on this. So yeah, you're gonna have trolls, and you're gonna have enemies, and you're gonna have people trying to fuck you, and it sucks. But it's like it's also, as pessimistic as it may sound, it's also a sign that you're doing something right. And maybe that's unfortunate, you know. But I, like with MZNZ, for instance, the minute that I decided, MZNZ is a 25, 30-year-old band. You know what I mean? We're not new. We're practically a fucking classic rock band. But I've noticed that for me, it seemed like the more people were like, let's say we'd run a Facebook ad on a music video or something, and the more trolls and haters we'd get, the more I realized, wow, we're really making a fucking dent now. We're actually getting somewhere.
There's no such thing as
I don't know.
publicity.
It's like bad publicity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing
I
as
mean,
it.
it's like I'm not going to sit here and say I'm above it or that it doesn't hurt, or criticism doesn't hurt, but you've got to learn how to take it. You do. You have to learn how to take it.
Yeah, but it's not about them. They're not fucking doing it, so it shouldn't fucking matter.
Right.
See, what I think the problem is, people take criticism. It's more of a pride thing. I think a lot of people, and I've noticed this in a lot of young, majority Caucasian white rappers, that this happens, and I think it's because it's
it's real bad in that scene.
I think it's, and I don't mean to sound fascist about this, but honestly, it seems like a pride thing is really an issue, and that's where, like, I can say I'm perfect. I know sometimes I get prideful, and I have to remember that I have to be professional, and so the best way before you make decisions, especially if you're trying to run a company with other people, you should talk to this. Talk to your sponsors about how you feel before you make an action that you're going to regret later, because that's not just who you are. And I think pride, a lot of people can't take criticism and understand and grow from it. They just take it as an automatic insult instead of taking it as a learning curve. And that's where that's why Btmx is able to grow so fast the way we do, is because we believe in everyone to have that opportunity to be able to grow. Now,
sometimes part of loving someone and wanting them to grow is giving them criticism, like being honest. Like, and you guys always are. You know what I mean? You guys are always honest. Like, somebody like blasts you trying to get a track played, you play their track. What do you think? Well, you're gonna tell them what you think. You're not gonna tell them what they want to hear. You're gonna tell them what you think. That's
what they want.
That's what they fucking wanted. Criticisms.
And not only that, at the same time, even though I might not like it, I still give it credit.
Sure, because you understand someone poured their passion. Like, and the criticism is with it. Well, it's like when I went to grad school. Graduate school, I don't give a fuck what you go to graduate school for. Graduate school is an exercise in taking criticism. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter how perfect or flawless or like fucking dynamic my directing scenes or directing assignments were. They were always going to be criticized. They were always going to be torn apart. The whole, I didn't even get my degree until, like, when you go to graduate school, you don't get your degree until you defend your thesis assignment against 3 professors with fucking PhDs. You have to defend your thesis assignment against 3 PhDs tearing you down. That's how you get a fucking graduate degree. That's how it's done. You literally have to sit there and get your ass handed to you for 2 hours.
I'm
And
not
if
gonna
you can't do that, you don't get your fucking degree.
Kind of like busting
You know what I
somebody's
mean?
balls. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's 2 fucking years of getting your balls kicked the shit out of. And if you're too much of a pussy to handle that, you don't get a fucking degree. So criticism, schmiticism. That's why I get a little impatient when, just like you say, well, when some of these 20-something white boy rappers get pissed off because you tell them their flow sucks. Bro, I'm not telling you your flow sucks because I'm trying to hurt you. I'm telling you your flow sucks so that you do one of 2 things: quit or get better. You know what I mean? Quit or get better. That's the point. Do you want to make music for a living? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Guess what? Longevity is a key fucking factor in making music for a living. And if you can't grow, you can't change, you can't take criticism, you can't hate the only key to fucking success in the music industry is you have to hate the last fucking thing you did. That's the only reason you're going to make something else. You know, and Dead's up there nodding because he knows it's true.
yeah.
You have to hate the last fucking thing you did. And if you ever get to the point where you don't quit, don't make anything else. Because if you get to the point where you're perfect and you have nothing more to learn, you have nowhere to go but down. So if you make the perfect record, stop. Stop right there. Don't ever make another fucking record again. There's nowhere else for you to go, and there's nothing else for you to learn, and there's no other reason to do it except for you jacking off. And no one
God,
wants
Jill,
to see
you're
You
it.
have
so
nothing else
harsh,
to
man.
say.
Jesus Christ.
So, you're being brand new to this whole scene,
Male
especially.
sage.
Oh,
And let's see how the new. You gotta remember, she's still kind of new. So let's see how it feels for her as being new to this and dealing with the problems she's had to deal with.
As I did from day
Definitely.
one. I feel the same now as I did from day one. Just as nervous. I'm going to screw up every day. And I was raised on criticism, and it hits a nerve to criticize me.
Or she gets stalked from random people.
Right? What?
We getting calls from random people.
Right?
She's got more weenie pics the next videos. I mean,
Oh, I'm sure. God, I can't even imagine being a woman in this industry. Jesus.
Right.
You know, being a woman, period.
It's fucking.
You get 3 dick pics a day in this industry. My God. You know? I mean, half of these fucking young rappers we're talking about are walking dick pics. It's like if a dick pic were a person. You know?
see, my whole thing is, man, what I'm trying to defend them because I'm trying to figure out. See, my whole thing is, I don't think they really want it, the artists to have this issue. I think they don't understand that it's a hobby to them and not a profession. Now, because you can tell the difference between an artist who wants this as a profession compared to an artist who doesn't really know what they're doing and it's more like a hobby. Because you can tell the passion, because coming from a DJ, you can tell the passion in the voice. You can tell the pain behind the stories. You can tell it's an actual story or some type of experience when an artist is this a profession. Especially an up-and-coming artist because they want to get their point across. They don't want to, you know what I mean? They want it to be clean.
Sure.
They want it to be professional. But then you got these artists that come up with one good song because somebody helped them. And then they get upset because now their genre just doesn't fit that show because it's more like a tantrum going on instead of actual flows. And especially on Unleashing the Best is one of our other biggest shows, which is revolved around rap and hip hop. Now, that would be like me playing Gizmo at Unleashing the Best. That's just not a good thing.
Right.
That's more of an underground type.
Underground, yeah. I mean, it's like it's hip hop, but it's really fucking evil, heavy hip hop. Yeah, I mean, well, and the thing is, like, I was a hobbyist, you know, for 2 decades. I mean, MZNZ was a hobby for so long. And if you listen to the first couple of records, I think you can tell. Not that the first couple of records are bad. They're probably, honestly, to this day, still always are and always will be my favorite MZNZ records. But that's because we didn't give a fuck. It was just me and Dusty. We weren't trying to make a living at it. And we understood that some of it was a little sloppily done or not properly produced or whatever, but we didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But at the moment that I decided to turn this into a profession, all of that changed. It had to. You know what I mean? I mean, MZNZ became musically a little less experimental and a little bit more just musically serious. It had to, because it wasn't a hobby anymore. And I also had to open myself, like 10, 15 years ago, we would have taken a criticism and we would have, like, instead of smoothing out, we would have roughed up the rough edges, made them pointier, sharper, more shitty sounding, like, just because that was MZNZ. That was always.
Tell me what to do.
That's always what it was.
Mud this mix. Fuck
like,
this.
As a DJ, actually, talk about you and Dad. You can tell from when you guys started to where you guys are now, how you guys have more passion for it the more you grow.
Oh shit, dude! I could
absolutely. I would hope so.
I could play you stuff from 25 years ago that you'd be like, God damn, like it would be night and day, dude.
Dude, the Anti-Hero's wife has some of the old MZNZ cassette tape demos from high school. Nice. And let me tell you, that's blackmail material, buddy. Right. That is blackmail material. It's just me and Dusty with a couple of Casio keyboards and a fucking 4-track. But you
got what you got back then. Like, we recorded on 2 microphones, a storage unit, and fucking a tape recorder. That was it. Yes, dude. Oh my god, almost the same. Yeah. Like, and that was tingy. It was tingy and tingy, like a record.
Oh, so tinny.
But like, I'm still trying to master shit from fucking Demizer. Like, and that was almost 20 years ago. But just fucking.
I think. See, but that's what some of these young kids, and I hate keeping to say young rappers, but I just noticed this attitude so prevalent in that scene. It's not any one person. It's just so many.
20 and 30.
Yeah, like for between 20 and 30, I'd say 20 something. Like, and they're always white rappers too. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make it about race, but they're always white. You know what I mean? They're like the ones that I'm talking about. They're always white. Because usually they come from privilege and they're trying to pretend they don't come from privilege because they're trying to be a hip hop artist. So a hip hop artist can't come from privilege. So they're trying to hide their fucking privilege. So already they're kind of like, a little, they're probably a little oversensitive about some shit. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like you got to learn to fail forward. Like you got to be okay with failing and you have to fail forward. Your failure defines your success. Falling flat on your face is the precursor to standing up and doing something incredible. And so, but none of these fucking young musicians, they don't want to go through that. They don't want to go through
instant success.
They don't want to go through the pain of sucking first. You have to suck for a while. You have to. We all did. It's a rite of fucking passage. It's how we got here.
Look at Btmx when we first started. It was me alone with some eyeliner with a TV behind me playing music.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. The beginning of MZNZ was me and Dusty in a garage with a couple of Casio keyboards and a 4-track streaming into a $10 Radio Shack microphone. It's beautiful. The shittiness and suckiness of it's beautiful. Embrace it until you start not sucking. But you gotta not force that, man. You gotta just let that shit happen, Quit being so fucking afraid of sucking. I think that's the biggest advice I would give to you.
This too. It has nothing to do with the equipment that you use either, because that's
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's what you know, and the more you do, the more you will know. But that's just 1 + 1 is 2.
I think what I'm once again trying to defend them. I think the biggest problem is pride. I think that what happens is they get one big song where they've made it with somebody, and their head gets filled with that, I made it. Now you have to respect me like this. But you gotta understand, I like Tommy Lips.
You mean the cocksucker attitude?
The cocksucker attitude.
I like how Tommy treats every one of his fans like a person because he understands he's just a person. And I think some of what's happening is these younger artists who don't understand how these other, artists made it before them in their genre are not like how they perceive to make them look like. And to be honest, they say that they worship certain artists, but then at the same time, they're kind of disrespecting them because these artists that they're trying to represent and make the future for the music they're not representing them correctly, because you're not going to walk up to Violent J and have him totally treat you like shit. He treats everyone like a person that's offended. And that's what you got to think. You're not above the next person behind you or in front of you. You're equal. Everybody fucks up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in order for you to grow, you got to put the pride a little bit back inside, put it into your music. Maybe that'll help. But don't go off and attack people because you fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Or because they don't like something you did. If you're part of this industry, there are going to be people that don't like what you do. That's okay. That's okay. But, and part of it, like this problem you're talking about too, I think it also stems from another problem that is inherent in hip hop culture, which is a fear of vulnerability. It's that fear of vulnerability that elevates the ego to a place to where it can rule the psyche and call all of the shots. One of my favorite rappers in the world actually is Saul Williams. And on his 2005 self-titled album, he the very first track is a piano track that was composed by Serge Tankian from System of a Down. And he does a spoken word piece over it. And he goes into this whole rant about how vulnerability is power. And honestly, that got me back into hip hop after years of not listening to it, because part of what always turned me off about hip hop, and part of what still turns me off about a lot of it, is the braggadocio and the sense of what I sense to be a very illegitimate and insincere sense of tough guyness. I just don't buy it. I think it's fake. And Saul Williams was over here coming up saying like, nah, I wasn't raised at gunpoint, and I read too many books to distract me from the mirror when unhappy with my looks, and I ain't got proper diction for the makings of a thug, though I grew up in the ghetto and my brothers also drugs. And though that may validate me for a space on MTV and get me all the airplay that my bank account would need, I was hoping to invest in a lesson that I learned when I thought the school would jump me just because it was my turn. And he goes on this whole like spoken word piece about vulnerability and how he was scared about how this dude was going to jump him, and how he's not a tough guy, and how he's not a fighter, and how he's a poet and a beatnik and a hippie and all of these other things that rappers are not supposed to be. And I got to tell you, everything that motherfucker has done since that year, 2005, I will put every single album up against any rapper you put in front of me right now, including half of the ones we know. I will put Saul Williams up against any fucking one of them, just because he had the guts to say that, because he had the guts to say vulnerability is power. And I think if some of these young 20-year-old cats who are trying to lead life with they nuts would learn that shit, God, they'd fucking tap into some absolute gold, But I don't know, man. I just like, like some of them are cool, but it's just like one more white boy rapper with a fucking mask on talking about how he's like the living dead and he's a zombie, he's gonna kill people. I'm just like, heard it.
And it's like, see, what also hurts me as a person who uses music as mental strength is the music is weak. It's actually like pouring acid in my fucking ears, and it has. You can tell there's no feeling into it. You can tell that half the shit he's saying is just bullshit. He
won't get vulnerable. You won't get vulnerable. That's it.
That's why our shows are different now, because I choose the artists who are actually putting the time into it.
Yeah.
Behind their words, who can back up their story with their experiences. See, and that's what hurts is when you're trying to make the platform for everyone, and then you get that one who just doesn't like what another fan says and then goes off and calls them a stupid bitch. Why
There will
would
be
you do
more.
Oh yeah.
There will be
And-
more. There will be tons more.
It'll
And
be
the
my
more
whole-
successful you get, the more there will
Yeah.
be.
See, no, and it's not hurting me. My whole thing is you just lost. You're showing people that you're gonna treat your fans like shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, people like that aren't going to make it. They never are. They never do. Historically speaking, show me
Yeah,
one
I
that
feel-
has.
And I kind of feel bad for them because they're not understanding, even though their pride is making them rush, the bull. They're really all they're doing is showing, especially when you're attacking a fan, that you're not worth somebody else's time to hit that play button.
And
You know what I mean?
unfortunately, yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, you can't save everybody because not everybody wants to be saved. That's a hard lesson too.
So the pride
Just
is
as a
hiding
human, that's a
fear.
hard lesson. It's funny, like even sitting here thinking about Overnight, that movie. I've been trying to write that movie for over 20 years. And I wrote, God, if I had to sit here and try to count how many drafts of the script I wrote, probably upwards of 20. And they all sucked. You know why they sucked? Because I wouldn't get vulnerable. Once that movie actually became about me and my life and my experience and my relationships, and a very specific relationship in my life, once it became about my journey, all of a sudden, not only was it readable, it was filmable. But until I would go inward and put myself and my vulnerability into that script, it wouldn't turn into anything anyone would give a fuck about, And I see that everywhere, not just the one or two people you guys have dealt with. Man, you remember all the musicians that I've talked to, and there are more than I've almost talked to for First Angel Media, and it's like, I'm sorry, but it's the rappers are always the first one to ghost you. They're always the first ones to not know how to communicate professionally. They're always the first ones to, God, the list goes fucking on and on and on. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't care. It's like, I get that you've been fucked over. I get that you've been hurt. I get that, cry me a goddamn river. We all have. Every single fucking one of us. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. I don't give a shit that you've been hurt. We've all been hurt. Quit acting like you're a fucking asshole that's above everybody, because you're not. You're not. You're not above fucking anyone. None of us are. We are the all singing, all dancing crap of the world. Tyler Durden. Ain't none of us fucking above anybody.
Well, see, that's another thing. I think another thing is a lot of people. That's another reason why I created Btmx and had to start to help me make it more successful. Is because I wanted the artist's opinion in my business. You know what I mean? I wanted him to tell me how an artist would feel about how a show would go. So everything that we do is actually tested through artists like you and him and some other ones, and that's how I've gained sponsors like you, because you accept what we're doing.
Sure.
But not only do we focus on doing music promotion and all the other content, but we focus on mental health. And the reason why we do that is because that's a weakness that a lot of people, especially guys, have an issue with admitting that they're weak. And then it just gets too much.
Yeah.
And the stress of life makes your mouth say things that life makes you spit up.
Yeah. Yes. God. Oh my God. That's so beautifully stated. That's so true. Because we've all been there, right? I mean, we've all done it.
But at some point, I have to believe, and I'm pretty sure Jonna from First Angel will agree with this. Me and her have to believe that there is an anti-venom to this venom. At some point, these people have to understand it's time to grow in order for you to get to that success. We want to see beside you grow. It's not us trying to tell you that you're less than a person. That's us explaining to you, we just can't handle your drama right now. We have enough. Especially when we're into awareness and we're open up to our public. So we're not just working with artists. We're not just working with business. We're working with our fans who needs a shoulder to lean on. So when you're coming with trauma that's very unnecessary, you're kind of taking up time by being selfish on some petty ass shit. That's why people get angry.
And you're going to hurt yourself in the long run before you hurt anyone else. Because no one's going to fucking deal with you. People are just going to stop talking to you.
The internet is forever. Whatever you say on the internet, like you could have said one talking shit like 20 years ago, be like, shit.
I'm like, I mean, my Scorpio ass don't get mad. I get even. Like I said, I got a lawyer handle all this shit for me. And I'm sure there's probably somebody sitting here watching this home. We're going, oh, Mr. fucking Big Shot got a lawyer. Are you going to hide behind a lawyer? Yes, I'm hiding behind my lawyer. Suck my dick. All right? I'm hiding behind my listen, you want to come find me? My phone number is 512-917-4021. Email is contact@solunarrecords.com. My address is 235A Foothill Road, Abilene, Texas, 78682. Come the fuck over, bitch. We will have coffee, and then I will whoop that ass. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to hide behind my fucking lawyer because I have one. Fuck you. And if you don't show up at my house, you can't say shit. Because you got my address and my phone number, bitch. If I don't hear from you in 24 hours, I'm going to assume we're fucking cool. That's that. Otherwise, talk to my fucking lawyer. Yes, I am above you. Yes. Abso-goddamn-lutely. I am above you. Fuck you.
Not an info, Caleb. Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm a 40-year-old grumpy prick who's been through too much to give a shit about any of these 20-year-old cocksuckers ain't even got hair on their nuts and want to talk shit to my friends. I don't fucking care. You got my address, bitch. Come over.
We do have some time. We got Twisted Psycho saying, doing good, spend a lot of time. Oh, okay, I read that one. So next one is Twisted Psycho Unleashed said, the best thing and advice I was ever given to me was by a teacher I had in high school. You can disagree with someone, but you need to actually try to understand the other person's point of view. Edward goes on to preach Caleb.
Absolutely.
Twisted Psycho said, there was too many times I thought I was a strong, tough guy, and life bent me over and made me its bitch and taught me something.
Me too. Dude, that's the thing, though.
That's just life that everybody goes through. Edward goes on to say, so can I come over?
Yes, Edward, you can come over. You have my address now. Come over, bitch, in a box.
That's forever, Caleb. Forever.
Mama says she's coming too.
Oh, by the way, anybody got beef with me that's coming to my house? I live in Texas. You show up at my house, I can legally fucking shoot you. Like, seriously, it's legal.
Mama says she's coming to your house too. Mama says she's
like, literally, in the state of Texas, if someone comes over to my place of residence trying to start shit and I blow a hole through their fucking head, there is nothing that's going to happen to me.
Make my day long.
Caleb, Mama says she's coming to your house too.
With cookies.
Hey, come on over. We'll have a party. We're gonna have cookies, and we'll have pre-made margaritas on the rocks, and I'll cook some hamburgers. Yeah. Btmx party. Woo!
That's hot people food, Caleb. Jesus Christ.
So definitely on the topic of this, it's just not that. There's other artists that I think that they want to be seen, but they still don't understand the professionalism behind. Like, if you have an interview with somebody that you scheduled weeks in advance, and they go off and make a promo for you, and you don't show up, that's not us that looks bad. That just means our shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We've had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than once.
A couple other genres.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's sad because I feel like there's a lot of talent that gets wasted on ego, or a lot of talent that comes in packages that come with a lot of ego, and unfortunately the ego wins over the talent and the drive and the passion, the integrity. And the only reason that I could see that being so prevalent as it is currently is that someone in a position of power is encouraging these young artists to be this way, you know? But then it's like, I also look at like mainstream artists like Machine Gun Kelly who follow the same fucking lack of rules. I mean, that guy doesn't have a professional bone in his fucking body. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you gotta
All of his
understand.
publicity comes from talking
Okay.
shit.
A lot,
You know?
yeah, but you understand, he's actually being told to do so.
I know. This is exactly my point.
See, there's
It's
a lot
being encouraged by the
We just-
powers that be.
we just had this conversation earlier because,
Mhm.
and if you guys pay attention to any of his music, he's literally stating that he's Hollywood's whore. Like, go look at the song Hollywood Whore. He's basically explaining everything that's coming out of him is not from him.
But
That's
I
what
I don't feel bad for him because the guy's old enough and famous enough, if I may, to start making his own decisions now. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if fucking like, you know,
Yeah,
if
but-
Halsey on her fourth record, Halsey's a fucking like Halsey's a fucking like non-binary woman. Okay, so like in this industry, several strikes against them. What did they do? Fourth album. I want to make my fourth album with 9-inch nails. Fuck you. And that's exactly what she did. That is exactly what she did. And she ain't any older than MGK. So it's like, I don't feel sorry for him. It's like, I don't know, dude, you got enough clout. You have enough under you. You have enough of a resume to put your balls on the chopping block a little bit. And if you don't want to do something anymore, don't do it anymore.
See, I miss him.
I'm sorry. There, somewhere in a parallel universe, there's a Caleb Strauss that feels sorry for MGK. It ain't in this fucking one, though.
See, like my whole thing is that I liked him when he was back doing the EST festivals and still, you know, human being. And what I think is that his label, once they took over what his image was, they kind of just ran it in the shit as much as possible. Because, like earlier, any publicity is better than none.
Right.
So when one of his songs tanked, all of a sudden he's saying shit to Slipknot, and then all of a sudden,
it's not just Slipknot. He's been starting shit with artists for the past 5 or 6 years. I mean, this is nothing new. Slipknot ain't unique.
Yeah, but that's every time. If you guys pay attention, it's every time he's dropping a new project.
Yeah. No, I know. I think you're absolutely right. And I guess that's what tells me everything I need to know about the guy as a human being. If you don't have the balls to tell someone no, okay. You go do, I would say go do you, but you're not even doing you. You're doing them. So go do them, dude. But I'm not going to fuck with you. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't like, I feel like, sometimes I feel like I get a real good, like, vibe meter for people, and sometimes I don't. But there's just, I look at MGK, it's the same thing as like, you know, and Justin Bieber was the same way. I look at this dude and I just don't see anything I respect. I keep looking, I keep trying to find something like, is there a bone you can throw me? Is there something where maybe I can see a human being in there? And I'm just like, nah, kid. I just see a scared shitless fucking kid trying to be a man, you know, trying to pretend he got all his ball hair, but he don't. And that's what I see. I don't know. And I would tell him that to his fucking face. I don't give a shit who anybody is. You know what I mean? Like,
now be careful now.
The other,
He has a lot of tattoos now.
he is a whole, you know. Yeah, he probably washes that shit off when he gets home. Probably fucking magic marker.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just like, come at me with some substance and some reality, or don't fucking come at me. You know what I mean? I mean, the dude, he ain't even that talented. The dude can't do anything that I've never seen a fucking high school kid do better. You know? I taught high school for 5 years. So I don't know, man. It's like MGK was in the right place at the right time at one point in his life, and he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time ever fucking since. That's my take on MGK. You know? It just, you know, he's famous because he's famous. He's a fucking Kardashian who's recorded some tracks.
See, my whole thing is what I really what I really like about like Doobie has never changed himself for anybody.
Who's that?
That's why Doobie, the
Doobie.
artist Doobie. I've played him for you. He played
Okay.
Standing in the Fire.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad with the names. I probably, if you played me a song, I'd be like, oh, this dude.
Actually, talking about Doobie just got done dropping a brand new song today that everybody needs to go check out. Dismantle. He also
Very
played
nice.
his song "Cuckoo" that came out last week on Unleashing the Best. But no, he has not changed for his record label because they're family. And, like, he hasn't changed up he's not changed where he doesn't have to do all that famous bullshit to get his music heard because everybody's expecting his music because his music is real. Like,
That's what it's got to be.
Every one of his songs have so much different emotion. Even with him clowning around with the song "Icy Titties," there is he makes you interested.
Dude,
Like,
here's the thing. You know, well, it's the same thing I love about Mad Clock, about Ritual of Ether, about Diabolique the Monster. Those motherfuckers have been through shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've talked to those guys. They've lived. You know what I mean? They have lived. And their music is a reflection of their life experience. And the life experience has not always been pretty. And I feel like there are... Drummas is another example. Like, fuck, man. Like, you know, like that guy, it's like Ritual of Ether. You know, when they spit, you hear truth. You hear authenticity. You hear life experience. And some of these kids, when they spit, it's just like, I don't hear, like, you ain't been through anything, man. You're in fucking, like, you're in college. You're driving a vehicle your daddy gave you. I mean, like, dude, go live some life first, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, go fucking go through something. Go through a fucking breakup. Have a dog die, at least. You know? Do something. But, like, go live your life first. You can't write anything that anyone's going to give a shit about if you haven't lived your life. And none of these kids have lived their lives. They're on fucking TikTok all goddamn day. You know?
It's like people who give parenting advice and they're not actually parents.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, yeah, you want to be a rapper, but why? You ain't got nothing to fucking say. Develop something to say. And don't miss me with the fucking... I'm sorry. I don't mean anything against juggalos, but it's like, I don't give a fuck about your clown makeup or your dark carnival or your fucking horrorcore shit. No. Tell me what you've been through. Tell me what you've been through. And you can flip me off all you want. I'm going to die on that hill alone.
Fuck you!
It's okay.
Fuck you!
It's okay. I don't give it. I'm sorry. I don't get. It's like, tell me what you've been through. That is why I'm doing Death of Zenith the way that I'm doing Death of Zenith. The Death of Zenith has no fucking, like, it has no stage name. There is no persona. There is no metaphor. There is no costume. There's no makeup. It is literally me opening my chest and telling you what the fuck I've been through. And that's not something I've done very often. Last time I really and truly did that purely was on my first solo album, Wormhole, which I released in 2008. And since then, I haven't really done it. But that is what is sorely lacking, in my opinion. I want to see a motherfucker tell me what they've been through. Not what they want to do to someone that fucked their girl. Not what they want to do with a chainsaw because they think they're Freddy or Jason. What have you been through? What have you gone through? What did you lose? What did you sacrifice?
You must not have heard ICP song Miracles.
No.
Okay, then.
And I'm not talking shit about ICP. I'm talking shit about a mindset.
Yeah.
A mindset.
Yes,
All right?
Yeah.
There's nothing inherently wrong with, like, fiction-based horrorcore. I love the Gravediggers. They're the fathers of it. Right? But at the same time, Will, would you not agree with me that Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope have been through some shit in their lives? Okay. That's the difference. The cat, you, and I'm so close to saying his fucking name right now because I've had enough to drink and I don't care. The cat you and I are talking about, I guarantee you the worst fucking thing that dude's been through is his fucking 8th grade girlfriend broke up with him. Guarantee you. I've listened to 2 songs and I can tell you that. That's the worst goddamn thing he's been through. He lost a poodle when he was 16. Worst fucking thing he's been through. Again, 235A Foothill Road, Abilene, Texas, 79602. Come fucking at me if you got a goddamn problem. Come over! I want to fucking see you! I will make you tea, and then I will whoop that motherfucking ass! Anyway, but this motherfucker, he ain't been through nothing. And that's why you didn't buy his music. That's why you criticize it, because the motherfucker ain't gone through shit. And if I am wrong, 235A Foothill Road. Address again. You get it. 512-917-4021. Fucking hit me up and tell me I'm wrong. You know I'm talking to you. You know I'm fucking talking to you.
I'd like some tea, but I don't want to fight.
Fucking hit me up. Well, he comes after you. You know why he won't come after me? Because he's fucking scared of me. Do something, bitch. Do something. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend right the fuck in front of you. 235A Foothill Road, Abilene, fucking Texas. 79602 512-917-4021. I don't hear from you in 24 hours. I will fuck your girlfriend right in front of you.
You should put that.
Fuck you.
In a lyric.
You got 24 hours before that dick go in that vajayjay. 24 hours, you little punk bitch. Hit me the fuck up. I fucking hope you do. God, I will ruin your ass. Okay, anyway, what were we talking about? I'm sorry. Bitch in the box, you got a question? You were raising your hand, Sean. What is...
Hold on. I got something to put in there, too. Okay.
All right.
I will stab you.
No.
Oh, straight dick punch you. Shut up.
No, but all seriousness, you guys all know that my life's been defined from where I'm at, and I feel just like Caleb. Okay, seriously, with everybody that's been going around and everybody who's been acting unprofessional, acting like a fucking 6-year-old fucking toddler or a fucking toddler, talking bullshit, talking shit on others, not fucking looking in the damn mirror and looking at their own mistakes, or they come from a mushy-cushy fucking lifestyle who've never known fucking hardship, never known trials.
And they want to be hard. Yep.
Exactly.
And they want to be hard.
I'm certain. That's why I say the saying that I say now. Common sense is a fucking superpower, and you can fuck around and find out.
God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Okay,
that was beautiful.
Okay,
was
I was
so
born in
beautiful.
'89. Okay, I'm in the generation that comes from the millennial generation.
Well, we told you to suck our dick because Triple H did it.
Exactly. Okay. It is what it is.
Triple H! Yes! Oh my God, bro! I love you. It's great.
See, millennials that I come from are too old for new school and too young for old school.
Oh! God, that's such truth.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, the problem is, my generation that I come from, we'll slap you. Mike's dead.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, right? Like, we talked face to face about shit, didn't we? we wasn't keyboard warriors because there wasn't no keyboard at the time. There wasn't no keyboard to do it with. You had to settle that shit face to face, didn't you?
Yep.
These kids don't know that life, Sean. They don't know that life.
It's like being in the backyard at 3 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't get to hear nothing you said because all of a sudden the settings changed.
Now, see, Margot or Rain and Sage, Dead, and you, Caleb, can all verify this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's about to
Right.
strawberry. She's about to
I'll
strawberry
be down
shimmer
there in a
shake
few
your
weeks
ass.
anyways,
She's
okay?
about to strawberry shimmer shake your ass.
No, I actually have a friend named Margot. He and
Yeah, you
his
keep
girlfriend as well. Okay, Christine. They're all from my generation. Okay, we're all from that 80s to 94, right? Rain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that 80s to 94 generation are the kind of generation that we're not Generation X, but we're not millennial really. And
Right.
we were raised by baby boomers, just like everybody else. That comes
We're kind of, yeah, we're on the cusp. It's like we're half millennial, half Generation X, we're kind of a hybrid. Yeah. Yeah.
Millennials.
That's where I say fuck around and find out, because I come from that group. And when it comes to it, okay, I'm 32 fucking years old. Okay. If I got beef with you, I'm stepping out in the motherfucking street and we handling that shit. We going back in the damn house, cracking a motherfucking beer and getting drunk together. That's how.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Take it to the street, whoop that motherfucker's ass, and then go drink a bottle with the
yes, thank you. What happened to those days? What happened to those days when we could go out to the street and it's like, you know what? We bloody each other up a little bit. We shake hands like men. We go have some fucking drinks and we bury the fucking beef. Do you know how many dude, there were lifetime long friendships that were generated from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you could, once you traded blows, once you traded blows with a motherfucker, you knew that motherfucker like no one else did. It's almost like sleeping with somebody. You know what I mean? It really is. You fight someone, you know. Yeah. You fight someone, you know them on an intimate level that's just different. It's true. Yeah. You do.
And
it's
from
true.
Our generation, motherfuckers nowadays don't understand. Okay, there's an old saying that came out years and years ago. Weak men are bred during easy times, but only the strong men will prevail because of the simple fact that they were in the times of hardships. And hardship breeds strong men. Easy.
I fucking love you, bro. That's awesome.
Weak men. I'm sorry, but you guys shut up. You guys always want me to be quiet. But this is the actual real me.
No, I want to hear this shit. I'm liking this. Let's go this. Let's go.
See, I'm a philosopher at heart.
Okay, don't go any further.
So
I think I know that about you.
With my paintbrush.
It's simple and easy. Study the shit. Actually fucking have hardships in your life, like you said. Okay.
Right.
If you don't,
it builds character.
You're gonna be a weak person if you don't have the hardships. And that's
and everybody does. Everybody does. Yeah. Well, it's like unless you run from them.
Exactly. If you don't have any hardships and then all of a sudden you have them, you're going to be like, oh God, what is that? Be like, life.
Exactly. Yeah. And I got to tell you, it's like everything I'm learning about this business so far is that it's solving one problem after another. It's one hardship after another. But there's actually, God, I wish I could. Okay. There's a quote that I took to my directing class last week about resistance. And it was written by an author named Anne Bogart. She wrote a book that I read in grad school called A Director Prepares 7 Essays on Directing Theater in America or something like that. But she has this chapter on resistance. And she talks about resistance being like challenges that you face when you're trying to achieve a goal, right? Whether you're directing a show, putting some kind of project together, a song together, whatever, right? But like resistance in the sense that like when you have a lofty goal, you will meet resistance. Resistance is one of the indicators that your goal is worth pursuing. And any act that you set about to undertake is going to generate resistance by its very nature, because it is something that you are passionate about and something you want to make sure that you see through. Resistance is going to be a part of that journey. You're going to have some kind of challenge or some kind of hiccup along the way that's going to get in your way, and you're going to have to solve that problem to get it out of your way. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, I don't know, everything you said, Sean, just reminded me of that, because it reminded me of like, it's just the lack of like, none of these motherfuckers want to see any resistance, and yet they want to be hard.
Yeah. Now, here's a finer point, okay, to what you just said. Okay.
Okay.
It is always darkest before the dawn, for the dawn shall rise upon a new day.
My dog. Absolute.
Like, what the fuck? Where's this song from?
Oh, you got your name right, but not right.
Dude.
I still.
It's so true though.
The face she had.
It's so true. There was a tiny part of me on the day that my MZNZ Facebook page got hacked. There was a tiny part of me amongst the stress and the anger and the sadness and the frustration and all that was going like, man, I must be really getting somewhere if somebody's trying to hack me.
Yep.
You know, like you can choose to flip it and look at it that way and turn it into a positive.
Yeah, that's all you have to really do. Instead of turning everything in your life dark, instead of having negativity in your life, try to look at the negativity as basically a step and a stair into your future, okay, into a path you truly want to be in, okay.
Absolutely.
That is why the name Shunkudo 753 is there, okay. The 753 is the Bushido code. That is literally the study of that, okay. Now,
badass, dude.
I'm I joke around, I kid around. But this is me deep down and the hidden me, the one that has felt the pain, who has gone through the hardships, who connects with you and actually tries to help. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just got out of a relationship, less than a fucking year ago? A 7-year relationship, okay, that I basically...
It's no small shit, man.
Dude, I was in the hospital bleeding to death. I only had 2 hours to live. That is literally what the doctor told me. I only had 2 hours to live because I was bleeding that much internally. They literally had to pump blood and iron into my body because I was so stressed out from my relationship and how my life was going and shit. And now I have control and everything. I have my life.
And you know I relate. You know I relate because we've talked about that. I mean, you've even told me that, like, you've even told me my album that I wrote about me going through the same shit has helped you, and that was one of the most gratifying things I've ever fucking heard as an artist, dude. That's one of the most gratifying things I've ever heard.
Versions and which other ones? There's like 30. There's 30 different artists out there. I can listen to them all fucking day, and when it doesn't calm me down, I'll go into a playlist that is like Dead Show. Okay, the whole.
Oh, dude. Well, Dead's another artist that, like, when I'm down, like when I'm feeling shitty, Silhouette Death's definitely a place I turn. I don't know. That's a brand and a project that really captures, I think, the lowest parts of you. It's the thing. It's like, I don't mean to insinuate that, like, I don't experience those feelings or anything. I certainly do. God, I have horrible imposter syndrome. I mean, I fight thoughts of self-sabotage and self-loathing and self-doubt every fucking day, man. Oh God, I think we all do, man. I think any of us that are creators, and I know you don't make music, Sean, but you are a creator. You make weapons. You're an artist. You make art. You know what I mean? And I think we all have that in common. It's like we feel so intensely. But I think it's important not to shut that off necessarily. But I think it's important to acknowledge it and realize that is at the basis of every decision we make, creatively, personally, business-wise, whatever. It's like we've got to be in touch with that part of ourselves, but we also need to know how to control it.
See, I do what most artists do, okay? I take my pain, I take my suffering, I take my anguish, my anger, all my emotions, and I put it into making a blade. That is why it takes me so fucking long to just make one weapon, because I'm not just making a weapon. I'm basically releasing all of my emotion into that one weapon. And
that's beautiful.
People don't realize, okay, that when you have a release like that, when you have that way to express yourself, Dead can even vouch for it. You can vouch for it as artists.
Mm.
You have that way to basically show the world, hey, this is the pain I've gone through. You guys do not even see it though. You guys may relate, but you do not fully understand it because you did not actually go through that pain.
Of course.
Now, people who have actually gone through the pains of having their fiance die in a car accident or going through a toxic relationship for years, once you have that relatability, it's like you cannot lose that bond ever. Because nobody else realizes, unless they've actually been through that situation before, how it actually feels.
Absolutely, because you go through so long after those situations feeling like you're alone. And the minute you realize you aren't, dude, those people are going to be the people you stick with. Yeah.
It scares the fuck out of you, though. When you realize
it does.
It scares the fuck out of you. You want to run. You want to hide. You don't want to be yourself no more.
Yes. Yes. Fuck yes. God, yes.
I've been going through that shit.
know, for me, it was never about trust.
I completely get, okay, well, the thing is like, I'm sorry, Dad, you go ahead. You haven't said it, you go ahead.
For me, it was never, knowing that I was alone. It was finding those people that been through the same shit, but having a hard time trusting them with what I tell them. Because, I don't know, I'm used to everybody fucking just peacing out and leaving, regardless.
Yeah, dude, well, that's the thing. That trauma stays with you, though, don't it? It sticks with you. It's hard to shake.
It never leaves. And what I've learned is you got to look past that. You got to basically...
You really do, man, because you'll sabotage yourself if you don't.
And you got to actually put yourself, instead of putting yourself on a pedestal, you got to basically make it where you could take all that pain, all that suffering, all that anxiety, all that distrust, and all that, and you got to basically shove it away from yourself into something that you can actually create for yourself.
Yeah, man. And hope. And the great thing is you find when you do that, it does help other people. Yeah, I really relate to what you guys were saying because, like, and then it can affect you. One of the most painful ways is it can affect you is when, you get to a better place, and you do. But well, like for me personally, the overnight story. Everything I talked about on that interview. When the real life Darcy, the person that was the basis for Darcy, when that person came back into my life after having not seen them for decades, and after having been through multiple toxic relationships that convinced me that I was a certain very unlovable and acceptable version of myself, to have someone come back, or whether even if they don't come back, even if it's like a new person that comes into your life, but whatever it is, to have a person come into your life or back into your life and show you such unconditional love, it scares the shit out of you at first because you don't trust it. Just like Dad said, you don't trust it. You don't trust it. Because you've been informed by trauma, you've been informed by experiences that tell you this is a precursor for badness, this is a precursor for pain. And every fucking day, and I mean, like I say, man, like real life Darcy's been back in my life for over 2 years now, but every day to this fucking day, I still have to talk to myself and tell myself, it's okay. Mm-hmm. You deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve all these wonderful things that are happening to you. It's just that you never let them happen because you didn't think you deserved it. And that's the fucking bitch of it, is when you can convince yourself that you don't fucking deserve everything you want. You start getting everything you want, and then you start going, woo, you start pushing it away.
Yep.
Every fucking day I've got to fight that, dude. Every fucking day.
I know the feeling.
I probably will for the rest of my life.
That's my biggest issue too, is like the business. It takes me so long because I'm trying to basically figure out, hey, okay, what avenue do I really want to go down? Do I want to go down the same avenue I did 10 years ago? Or am I really trying to start anew? Okay. Because 10 years ago, I had this business up and running. I had it going, and it was going good. But the problem is my addiction got the better of me. So, and when I seen that, I walked the fuck away from it. And I came back home and shit. And I basically ended up having that addiction for years, and just recently getting clean opened my eyes again to saying, hey, okay, you got to try a new avenue because the old avenues are not working. You have to have a course correction.
Yes. And congrats, dude, because that shit ain't easy. That takes real fucking strength, bro. It does. It takes real fucking strength. And if that's a kind of strength that all of these people that are, all these motherfuckers trying to make music careers about talking about hardships they've never been through, it's like if they fucking knew an inkling of that struggle.
Oh, yeah.
You know, battling an addiction, battling real depression. It's like, dude, if your ego's too big, I don't buy it, you know?
There's a famous artist. I just seen his interview not too long ago. Logic. Okay.
Logic, yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Here's the funny thing. I found out why he quit at the height of his career is because he felt depressed, he felt suicidal, and he said that he had too much to live for, so he wanted to walk away from it. He wanted to walk away from the drama, walk away from the bullshit, and actually become somebody better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, damn. I get it, man, because it's like, that's why I walked away from a lot of things that on paper should have been everything I wanted, but made me fucking hate myself in my life. So it's like at that point, you don't have a lot of choices. You can die. Or you can grow and move forward. That's it. It's one or two. It's A or B. There's no C, you know?
Yeah, or you grow up, both. Walk away.
Yep. That's it. Let me
What,
refill
Dad?
my drink real
I said, or you can do both.
So,
yep.
So, do you have any new projects about to be being released anytime soon?
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
I do, actually. I'm so glad you asked. I'm working on a couple of things right now. The big thing in my eye is I'm working on 2 Death of Zenith tracks. The first one is for the Mama Bear Care and Share show, which the instrumental is done. Oh, well, I want to redo the guitars actually, but other than that, the instrumental is done. And
It's the perfectionist.
I will begin. I am well. This is a commission. I'm looking at this as a commission because, you know, Shadow commissioned me to do this for the show. And if it's going to be the theme song to one of my favorite Btmx shows, dude, it's got to be perfect. I can't.
Yeah.
And also a brand new project. Like, it's not MZNZ, you know, it's a totally new thing. Like, it's gotta swing. But I'm working on that, and I'm working on also the Death of Zenith is working on a track with a vocalist named Sam Astaroth, who formerly is of the band Astaroth Incarnate. He just dropped a Ghost Main cover for the song Fed Up, and I reviewed it for First Angel Media. But he and I are he is doing lead vocals on a Death of Zenith song called Portal that I composed the music for, and that is going to be the opening credits track for the film Overnight. And we're gonna do an animated music video for that, and we got a whole bunch of stuff we got planned. We've been talking for days and days about it. That's gonna come out at the end of March. And then the other big thing I'm working on is the track In My Belly, which was produced and co-written by the Antihero. And that is a jazzy reworking of the song No Master by MZNZ. And that's an MZNZ song for the Beelzebub. I'm actually working on 2 Beelzebub tracks. I gotta do that one first, and then another one, and then I got a whole bunch of Death of Zenith stuff going on for Overnight. But the first one you're going to hear after the Btmx track is going to be the song that Sam Astaroth sings. So that's what I'm working on.
And if you guys don't know who he's talking about, you can actually find out the gentleman that's after us work over on our BTM Facebook page. We've been showing up artwork.
Oh man, I cannot say enough about Sam as a vocalist too. That man is brilliant, and an absolute sweetheart.
And pretty much every artist that Caleb Strauss has mentioned, you can catch their content on Btmx.
Yes.
So, Dad, what's supposed to happen early this morning?
So at 3:30.
I know what Dad's working on.
A.M. the witching hour at this Monday morning, Those Eyes drops on YouTube. The official music video that I've worked the past month on.
Yes!
One of Caleb's favorite songs.
Okay, but like, my bias aside,
I can't wait for you
bias
guys to see
aside,
it.
I know he made this song for my movie, but bias aside, it's still one of my favorite Silhouette songs. It really is. I mean, come on.
It is a good one. Because, like, I took what the concept was of Overnight and made it personal. So.
And it's so fucking good.
Oh, the
so good.
The video's awesome. Like, I had a dream about the video before fucking making the song. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The dreams, dude. The dreams will lead you in the right direction.
Yep.
Dreams always lead you in the right direction.
It was the easiest fucking video editing I've ever done. Like, ever.
Hell yeah.
So, like, it just flowed. Yeah. I was done with it in like a day.
The actress you got was perfect. I was sitting here thinking, like, God, I wish she could come play Darcy in the movie. She'd be perfect.
Right.
Like, she does. She has totally Darcy vibes, dude.
Yeah,
nice casting.
Me and Vampy have known each other for about 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
So, like, that reconnect again was a good thing. Because she totally understood where I was going with it and where I wanted to come from it. So, yeah, it's
hell.
You guys are gonna fucking enjoy it. You're gonna fucking.
Yes, you are. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Caleb's a whole ass commercial.
So, you should hear some of our conversations. Like, I'll just fucking be like, in the morning, I'll be like, hello. What are you doing?
Dad and I are fucking morons all day.
So we got some big news too. There's going to be some show days changing. Mama's Care and Share is no longer going to be on Mondays after this week.
Oh.
It's going to be on Saturdays at 8 p.m.
Saturdays.
Yep. And it'll be Mama's Care and Share, and then right after that, directly into Twisted Gardens.
Which I also have the fucking instrumental for Twisted Gardens that I just need to do the vocals.
Yep.
Oh, you doing Twisted Gardens?
I am.
Yep.
Sweet. Nice.
So.
Well, Shadow, you picked some good artists to do your theme songs, man.
I'm in the process of working with Seath that would do the Soul Snatchers intro.
Oh, sweet!
So we got Mr. Goodbars for Unleashing the Best, Blood of Beloved for the Underground, you for Mama's Care and Share, and Mr. Dead Dreams for Twisted Gardens.
Speaking of Steve, I will go ahead and say this because he is working on this. I don't think he'd mind if I mention this. So Steve, is doing a track for Overnight.
Steve?
And I wrote the instrumental for it. He's writing the lyrics right now.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we also have another show that's going up, guys. It's going to be an open platform to the world. If you're a comedian, you want to get on, read your poetry, you want to get on and do some art. It's basically going to be like an open mic night.
I'm excited about that shit.
That show is going to be put up this week, and it's going to be starting next week on Monday. 2 weeks from now on Monday. So it'll be the new show Monday. We're in the process of finishing up the ideas of what we want to do for our movie show. We're going to be covering horror movies on one day and comedy and action on another. So, and the girls are going to be a part of that, and the other BTMX members. And pretty much, we want to welcome everybody who's came to the show. If you're brand new, thank you guys so much. Do us a favor. Don't worry so much about the subscribe button. If you don't want to, that's great. Hit that bell button. We always have content. You can also check out Caleb Strauss, DEADDREAMZ, and so many other artists down at our sponsors on our YouTube page. Every single one of those people are actually one of our sponsors, First Angel Media. You'll see Mr. Caleb Strauss's band MZMZ, Death of Zenith. You'll see us both, and you'll also see their topic pages as well, so you don't miss out on any of their music. So make sure it's easy for them to find. We also have a brand new playlist going up. There's a brand new Spotify playlist. It will give you Into the Mind of Sean Kudo 753. And
yes,
that's going up directly after this show.
Yeah, and I've also got a couple projects that I'm working on that are side projects. I've been working on projects for 2 or 3 months now. It's called Wake Up Your Life, and it's basically my whole philosophy on life itself in general, and goes on different topics and shit. And I've already released 3 parts of it. I'm planning on releasing another 4 to 5.
And we're going to be starting our Patreon soon as well. We want to, if you guys want to get lessons on how to make your show look amazing, or how to help better brand yourself, or promotion classes, we're going to be teaching that over there on our. I will be teaching some lessons on that over there on our channel. On that, if you want to go over and join us on that. Right now, also, Unleashing the Best will not only be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, but it will also be live on Instagram. So, if you guys are interested in that, definitely go check out our Instagram. We really don't do too many lives over there. We do a little bit of lives here and there, but we're going to start doing Unleashing the Best and the Underground show on Instagram as well. So, if you guys want to behind the scenes hear how we're talking and actually grading the music while everybody else is watching the show, you can do that as well. And not only that, we will actually bring you on our Instagram feed and let you guys do shout outs.
Dope.
So,
I love it.
We also have an up and coming interview with the artist Drumma here.
Yes. Oh my God, that's exciting.
He's very. He likes what Btmx is about and what we're trying to do.
I really like Drumma too, man. His shit is so good.
A lot of bigger artists are starting to look at us now because they understand, we actually care about the person behind the music as much as the music. And I want to thank everyone for actually giving us that chance. A special shout out to the lead singer of the band Infected Rain. She is an amazing person to talk to.
Lena?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She is a good person.
And don't forget, so Doobie just got done dropping a brand new song. Definitely go check that out. Other artists who have dropped new music, Blood of Beloved still it's still fresh. The song they get done dropping with Seath. You got Dead Johnson music tonight as well. You got Anti-Hero who dropped some songs in the last couple weeks. Definitely go over and check them out. Because if you care about an artist, the best thing you can do is either buy merch or add them to your guys' everyday life and your playlist. And that's what Btmx tries to promote.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for the gay community, we love everyone. We don't give a fuck if you're gay, straight, Chinese, whatever the fuck you want to be. You can be a Martian, and we would give you a hug. We might call you Paul, but that's about it.
I gotta say, man, there are so few companies in this industry right now doing what Btmx is trying to do, and the utmost fucking love and respect to all of you. And I hope that you guys know at the end of the day that even if you get some fucking haters or you get some clowns trying to clown on what you're doing, it's just it's their fear, it's their anger, it's their self-loathing. It's got nothing to do with y'all, man. Y'all are doing everything right, and the thing. Not only y'all doing everything right, but you guys listen, you communicate, You're open to constructive criticism. You want to work with everybody. You want to work with other entities. And I mean, like, entities like First Angel Media and Btmx are the future of this industry. It's the way everything needs to go. And I just want to add that for the audience listening, because it's like, you don't feel like you understand what Btmx is trying to achieve right now, or you feel like they slighted you, or you feel like their heart's not in the right place. Like, bro, it's like you need to look at yourself. You need to look at yourself and ask yourself some hard questions. And whoever you are, whoever you may be, because like there are people in your life you're going to run into. They're going to try to help you, and there are going to people that you're in your life you're going to run into. They're going to try to like control you. And the people that are trying to help you are not necessarily going to say all the things that you want to hear in the moment that you want to hear them. And that's how you know they're the person you should listen to.
Yep. And like another thing is that the reason why we're staying more on topic base is because we want to help people be better, be more.
Yeah, man.
Be more productive.
I really like this new format.
And the nice thing about Btmx is whatever we can't offer, First Angel Media got you covered. And that's why we work hand in hand, because we do everything. We're not just music. We cover people that use every talent, muse type platform. That's why we want to unlock your guys' inner muses and tell you to be creative. It's not hard to be creative. It's just the passion that you have to put into it, and expect dark clouds along your way, because in order to be successful, you have to get up the mountain to see the top. Now,
and you
can't just take a helicopter to the fucking top. You have to walk the beat you have.
Absolutely.
Build your team.
You put it perfectly.
If you're going to have a team, build your team. If you're going to have a partner, get a partner who's going to call you on your shit.
Yes.
Somebody who's
that's so important.
Stepping around you. Get your team that is going to be more like family-like, because families work better as a unit. Build your own family.
But don't hire family.
It's poison in general.
Don't do that. Don't hire family, because that's just...
No, I'm saying build your own family.
I know, but don't hire your own family.
Don't hire family.
Yeah, we've done that a lot. The only time I did, the only person out of my family I'm happy that I hired is my sister Rain.
And if you're gonna start a label, have someone on your staff who is not a musician. So important.
That makes sense. Oh my god.
Why do you think you're a label? He's the artist. I'm the promotion
my business
star.
Yeah, see, my business partner Deja, she doesn't make music, but she loves music.
Yeah.
She knows music. She's a fucking old school metalhead from way back in the day, and she's got a business sense like a steel fucking trap. And she calls me on my artsy fartsy bullshit when I need it. And that's what she needs. You gotta have that complimentary relationship like you and Dead have.
Mm-hmm. You have to have success and trust. Now, moving forward from here, we'll tell you what next week's topic when it comes. Don't forget that Twisted Gardens is changing the way it looks this week as well, and the way it's going to be. Yep. Also, Soul Snatchers is having a whole brand new look this week, starting this week as well. Mama's Care and Share is also getting a brand new update. So all these shows are getting all brand new looks again, because we're going to keep it fresh. We're going to keep you guys involved and and definitely making it more interactional. We are almost done developing our own Discord to make it a lot easier for people to connect on there as well.
What a pain in the ass fucking program and system that is to fucking customize.
Yeah, it's so it's a pain in the ass, but we're doing it for everyone out there.
Ooh, my ears shit.
We can even make it's so creative that we can actually make you a personal spot for your artist page on our stuff. So definitely I think we should end the show now. Let everybody have a great night and relax.
This was a great show, you guys. Congrats. Kudos. This was
Thank
a
you
good
for
episode.
Yeah, thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Hopefully
yeah,
next week
sure.
we can get Anti-Hero, Blood of Beloved, Mr. Goodbar, some Jonna.
Right.
Yeah, I hope so. But we had a really good chat with who was here. That was nice.
So, so here at Btmx, we want to tell you, guys, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget Mama's show is going to be last time for be tomorrow. This is the very last show's tomorrow on Monday. After that, it's going to be every Saturday. And then all the shows are coming back up to be up to date. We do apologize about Twisted Gardens yesterday. Unfortunately, shit happened at the wrong time. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Dead Dreams, you take it from here.
All right. All right, ghosts and ghouls and motherfuckers of all ages. That's the round table. We'll see you fucking next week.
See you next week, guys. And until then, do something nice for yourself or somebody else. And don't fucking be Don't be a cocksucker.
Yeah, don't be a cocksucker.
Oh. Until next week, don't be a cocksucker.
Fucking don't be a cocksucker.
Peace.
Later, bro.
Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Us couldn't get that these were our last words. Love we lost our way, hoping we'd come back. All we do is love we lost our way, hoping we'd come back.